Hallo zusammen! It's been a while, but I'm back. Merry happy Christmas season! Woo-hoo! I'm sorry for looking like a scarecrow right now, but I can't really do much since I had the surgery. No, I don't look like a scarecrow. I'm beautiful, and I know that, even when I can't see it. And that's not an arrogant thing to say. We need to learn to get away from false humility. Because a lot of people, they feel arrogant and so ashamed for thinking something they do as well, or something, or what they look like is nice, or whatever. We should get away from that. And I'm training that with myself, because it's not an easy thing. We want to train self-love, but I have to say, there is a difference between loving yourself and being in love with yourself. Loving yourself, thumbs up. See your beauty inside and out and be thankful for it. Being in love with yourself, just yourself, and it's all about you, what you want, not so cool. Some people don't really know that difference yet. But that's okay. Hey, we're all in the process of learning, right? Learning and growing. Anyway, this is not what I was going to talk about. Today, I would like to talk about pouring into others when you feel empty and drained yourself. I'm doing this devotional right now that is exactly that. Like, how can you pour into others and help others when you feel like crap? Especially when you're coming out of a depression or a tough season or desert time or whatever it is you're in. It's not easy to be aware of others because you're drowning in your egocentric world. No one loves me. I'm never gonna become anything. The world is senseless and my life is senseless and everything is just nonsense. To me personally, I wanted to just shake myself awake and be like, Anja, yes, it's hard feeling like everything is just here to destroy you and hurt you, but there's a time, even within depression, where the light is shining in a little bit, even if it's just a little bit. And I wanted to take that opportunity and be like, I don't want to succumb to my emotions and to my circumstances. I want to really reach out and be aware of the people around me, right? And that's something we can train. It's not a thing that comes to us naturally. Well, first of all, I think we need more love in this world, and not just broken love, because I have broken love. I can love people with my broken love, but it's most likely tied to some expectations that I have for them to love me back, or for them to give me attention, or for them to reach out to me, or whatever it is that I am longing for other people to give me. When I love with a broken kind of love, which is most human love, if not all human love, it's not unconditional. It's always tied to a condition, right? I am on that journey of really being filled with unconditional love, like getting to the source of unconditional love so that I can love people unconditionally. That is something that with some things we can train, and I want to train that. And a lot of it is stepping out of my comfort zone. For a lot of people, this is like, no way, I'm not stepping out of my comfort zone. This is crazy. Like, why would you do that? I'm a person, I always say yes to so many things, like, oh yeah, let's do this. Oh yeah, I want to do this. I want to try this. I want to experience that. And then right before this very thing happens, I'm like, shoot, what am I doing here? I have no idea what I'm doing. I have no control. I'm freaking out. But then I agree to it, and I'm like, I just have to do it now. So then I do, and I'm so happy because, oh my gosh, I've grown so many times because of things that I didn't want to do. But I felt in my heart that I should do that. Do you know that feeling? I think we all have that. We all have that spirit in us. It's that very small voice that tells you to do something, and you're like, are you crazy? I'm not gonna do this. Like, what? But you know in your heart it's good for you, like you need this, but you're just like, ugh. I've had that so many times. And I think the more we listen to that voice, the more we are aware of having that voice within us, the crazier and more amazing and adventurous our life gets, in a very good way. And that's how we can grow. So somehow I unpurposely put myself into uncomfortable situations like that. But I always have so many amazing stories to tell because of that, which is crazy. As said, I really believe that the world needs more unconditional love. Not just the people that are poor or are homeless or anything, but everyone needs to know that they're loved, and they're precious and valuable and amazing. Everyone has to know this, especially in this season where a lot of people feel so lonely, and you would never think some of the people in your life that you're like, oh no, they have their lives together, they're great, they might feel so lonely. That's why it's so important for us to really open our eyes and our ears and be aware of the people around us. It's crazy. So the more you start listening to that voice within you, the more it will tell you things that you're like, are you crazy? I could tell you so many experiences. Sometimes I'm so caught up in my own world that I don't even notice anyone around me. And that's what I want to change. And therefore, sometimes I need to consciously put time aside to actually do that. I'm just going to walk around and then just be aware of people around me. Be aware of, hey, maybe there are people that need help, or they need, I don't know, a sandwich or a drink or anything. Ultimately, I want this to become a lifestyle. I want this to be normal and not for me to having to say, okay, I'm going to go out to like be aware of people. But in order for it to become a lifestyle, I have to start somewhere, right? There's always something happening. There's always some dude that's like, hey, can you give me this? And I'm not the person who likes to give money. Yeah, I don't feel comfortable with that. But I like would buy them a sandwich or like talk to them. A lot of people just need someone to talk to. I'm just trying to take some time when I'm somewhere to listen to that voice on the inside. Because if I'm so busy with my own stuff, then I don't hear that voice. Because all I think is like, I have to do this, I have to do this. This one time I went grocery shopping and I just feel that voice on the inside of me saying, Anja, why don't you just pay the groceries for the person behind you? And I was like, what? That's so random. But you know what? That's what unconditional love is. It is random. It chooses the most random stories, the most random times, and it doesn't make sense. Unconditional love does not make sense. Like, why would you love someone who's hurting you? Why would you love someone who you disagree with? It does not make sense. That's why it's unconditional. Anyway, so I'm standing there at the checkout thinking, how on earth am I gonna say, can I pay for your groceries? Like, without whoever it is thinking I'm hitting on them or I'm crazy, or like, who does that, So whenever that voice talks to me, my logical thing is like, but this and that. And I like, it doesn't make sense. I had to come to the point where I told myself, Anja, it doesn't make sense. It's uncomfortable. Your heart's beating so fast right now because you don't want to do this. But what can you lose? What can you lose? If the person says no or you're crazy or whatever, then hey, you tried. But a lot of times something really crazy happens. I'm there thinking to myself, no, I can't do this. This is so weird. Like, what am I going to say? And this is just so like, ugh. You know how sometimes when you go grocery shopping, you have those little things that you put, I don't know what they're called, but those little sticks to say, this is my stuff, this is your stuff, whatever. There was none, right? I'm just thinking to myself, no, I'm not going to do this. This is just weird and strange and like, no. The person at the checkout, she was like, oh, this one too. So that was referring to the guy behind me. At first, I didn't even know what he had. I mean, he could have bought stuff for like $100 or whatever dollars. He just had a few things, and I was like, oh yeah, it's fine. Take it as well. She was like, okay, beep, beep. And the guy was like, oh, what? He was so confused, and I'm like, it's fine, it's good. I mean, it's not a lot, and I'm already like paying anyway, whatever. And then he was like, but no, I mean, I'll pay you. And I'm like, no, it's, just see it as a present. So many times people cannot accept a gift because they're like, first of all, it's random. Second of all, why? Like, I don't deserve something like that. It doesn't matter. You're still loved. So I tell them, look, I have been gifted so many times. I just want to pass it on. So basically, if you accept my gift, you're doing me a favor because I can just really pass it on, and it helps me. It helps me helping you. He was like, oh, but okay, do you want one of my, like, a jelly donut? He bought those, and he was like, well, let me give you one of those. And I'm like, no, it's fine. I'm really good. Like, just take it, accept it, and be happy and go your way. And he was like, thank you so much. Like, he couldn't believe it. And I didn't think of that much. I was about to leave, and then there was this other guy standing there waiting for that guy that I paid for. He was like, stopping me. He's like, hey, thank you so much. You don't understand. Like, he just got his wallet stolen, or he lost his wallet. I can't remember what it was. And he just tried to find all the little, coins he had to buy something to eat. This is crazy. Like, thank you. Did not expect that. I did not expect that to happen. Why am I telling you this story? I'm not saying, look at me, I'm so good, I'm like paying for other people's groceries. I don't like doing that because it's weird. It feels uncomfortable, but it helps me grow, and it's always tied to a story. When you start listening to your voice on the inside, it's not going to tell you just whatever stuff, unless we have to know the difference between our thoughts and our heart, that voice on the inside. But if you start listening to it, crazy stuff is going to happen, and it filled me with so much joy. Wow, I want to keep doing this. And every time I want to do it again, like sometimes I feel it in my heart and I don't do it. That's fine. sometimes you're in such a dark place that there's nothing else you can do. There's no one else you can think of. You can just think of like wanting to die. I understand that. And I'm not saying get out and help people. Within the depression, there comes a season where you're able to stand on your feet. You're not able to walk yet, but you're able to stand on your feet. Starting to think, hey, who can I give a smile to, or a hug or something? It helps us getting out of that mindset of the world is so shitty and dark. Which, yeah, sometimes it is, but we can put so much light in someone else's world, even when we're empty and drained ourselves. And giving hope to someone else or encouraging someone else will actually fill our tank of joy and our tank of love and our tank of hope. I just want to encourage you guys, no matter where in life you are, to just be aware, hey, and try to listen to that voice. It's worth it. It's encouraging myself, actually, pushing myself in such a way. I hope this was inspiring to you. Feel hugged and loved, and you guys are awesome. You rock it.